jazz guitar friends, Larry Tamanini here. Just caught me in the gig simulator playing around with Ladybird, right? Another short form great song. Written by Cleveland born pianist and composer Tad Dameron. I always like the name Tad. It's a cool name, right? Anyway, he wrote a lot of great songs. He wrote Ladybird. He wrote If You Could See Me Now, which is on live at the Half Note, West Montgomery, like the greatest album ever. He wrote Tad's Delight. He wrote Our Delight. He wrote Super Jet on Coltrane album, right? This guy was just more of a professional composer, right? What happened to those guys? Remember when it seems like these every instrumentalist, right, had like one dude that would just kind of crank out tunes. I mean, Monk on piano, right? And everybody would play those tunes. So Tad Dameron was kind of one of those guys. And let's talk about Ladybird. Two things you got to know about this song, right? It's a 16-bar form. And this is a song that I think of as a sneaky turnaround song. And what I mean by that, and again, I sort of have this selective dyslexia with learning music, right? The turnaround to this song is pretty cool, right? Because you see it's like C major, E flat, A flat major, D flat 7, right? Wow. It's not just your regular 2-5, but it's really just what? It's a 1-6-2-5 in disguise. And what a lot of people do to sort of like, make it a little bit more modern sounding is they play these all as major chords. That can be cool sometimes, right? It's a pretty sound. Kind of nice to hear the tonics moving like that. But if you want to create a little bit more tension, it's a 1-5-1 life for me, man. So I just went C, E flat 7, A flat major, D flat 7, right? Now, why is that important? Well, you know what? This whole song is pretty much based off that turnaround, right? And you're saying, what do you mean, LT? It kind of isn't, it's only a 16-bar song, but it's just more than a turnaround. Well, think about it, especially if you want to think about this turnaround in major chords. First 4 bars of this song, right? I have the C major chord, which is going to be a common theme. But then I have a 2-5 that never resolves, right? I have this 2-5 of E flat that never resolves. Then I go back to C. But then this time I have a 2-5 going to that A flat. It does resolve. Okay? Sort of have this little 5-5 vibe happening. And then I get to this final 2-5, which sort of acts like just every single chord that we touch in that turnaround, right? We have that unresolved 2-5 to E flat. We have the resolved 2-5 to A flat. We have the flat 5 kind of sound, right? Being touched on right there when we get to that D minor and that G. So check it out. Like when you can think about the turnaround as just like already being visited in that tune, it really, really kind of breaks down just, how it's going to be laid out. And if you're one of those like noodling in the major kind of people, this is great for you because then you could just think of one, you could technically think of this as C major and then going to E flat and then going back to C and then just going to A flat for a long time, right? And then ending up sort of playing like a D flat or a G7 altered kind of sound. But again, for those of us that are a, 1-5-1 lifers, you just kind of break the song down a little bit, sort of like I just did. You see some of these like super long videos that are like 20, 25 minutes talking about, especially a short form, like, dude, like, what are you doing? Are you talking about like what the composer had for breakfast on the day that he wrote the song? You want to try to keep it as brief as possible, right? Because when we're on the bandstand and we're having to learn some of this stuff, we don't have the luxury of really just, taking our time. The melody to this song too is kind of looks easy, but it's hard because everything starts on an N too. You really have to be patient with this song. It's almost like if you're a football fan and like there's like you need the play, you need like a guard to pull. You don't want to get there before the rest happens or else everything's going to fall apart. So you're pretty much like feeling that fifth on the melody, on the end of one. And this is almost has like sort of a big band hit feel, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? And then, as if that wasn't tricky enough, you sort of have to deal with this, quarter note triplet, right? Which is just like, it's going to take 2 beats to sort of get this to happen. Some people like to just hang out on that G, right? I always kind of go back down to the flat 5 because I just like that sound. And then that happens again, and you have to wait for to come in on the end. And again, instead of going to the 4th, this time you hear the 9th, which happens a lot in the song too. Again, same kind of vibe, hangs out on a color tone, the 13th, but again, you can kind of go down to that flat 5. Also, I'm waiting here. And there's that 9th. And there's a 9th again. On the A minor. Again, those both come in on the end. But not the end. And then we have this turnaround. Whatever you want to play over it. So much that you can do, and a lot of people will sort of end playing that. So check it out. Ladybird, a great song. Tad Dameron. 16 bars. The ultimate turnaround tune, right? Starts on the 1, has a sneaky 2-5 that doesn't resolve, goes back to the 1, then it finally resolves to that A flat, right? Then we have a little 2-5 to the 5 of 5, and I have that last 2-5 to like this turnaround. And when you're playing solo, you can get really creative with how you want to do this, right? And you can like spread it out. Kind of vamp out on that for a while. Again, personally, I want to hear some of that dominant stuff, And just like a great tune to have in your bag, another awesome short form, a tune that you should be able to learn fairly quickly once you sort of get the hang of that turnaround. Really, the turnaround is the toughest part of the song if you want to make those changes. So, all right, jazz guitar friends, I'm going to take a couple more courses over this, because I love playing and it's New Year's Eve and I don't have a gig and I'm kind of happy to be home. I hope everybody had a great holiday. Wishing everybody a healthy, peaceful, and prosperous 2025 and beyond. I want to thank all my subscribers and all the people that comment and watch my videos. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you made it hit this far, don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Bebop, I surely appreciate it. Looking forward to sharing more tunes and more guitar stuff in 2025. All right, let's play some music.